Hey, Don Georgevich here with Job Interview Tools. I created this resume writing worksheet for you as a way to help you collect and gather up all the information you're going to need to write your resume. You can grab a copy of this worksheet. There should be a link below this video that you can just click on. It'll take you to a page where you just type in your email address, and then I'll send the worksheet right out to you. It's a PDF document. You can print it out. It's about 17 pages long, and then you can just follow along with me. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but I am just going to walk you through it gradually so you can see what it's supposed to look like, what you need to do, and then at the end I'm going to show you what a sample resume looks like, okay? Now, before you can start writing your resume, you need to gather up all your information. You need to gather your skills, you need to gather your work experience, your education, all that stuff. Now, one of the things I highly recommend against doing right now is grabbing any old resume that you find out there on the internet and then just cobbling your own from that template. You're much better off starting from scratch and using this worksheet, and that way you'll have a much stronger base to work from. I also have some sample resume templates that I'll share with you later on, and I'll show you where you can download those. So the first thing you need to do is write your resume heading. Now, this is just as easy as putting your name at the top of a piece of paper. Basically, your name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. Now, I always suggest just one phone number and one email address. Don't confuse employers and give them multiple addresses. The next thing, right under your heading, you're going to have a job objective. Now, this is optional, but I highly recommend it. The job objective is going to communicate to employers what type of job you're looking for and what industry, what position. I think it's very, very helpful to communicate this to employers. And I want you just to write down maybe 3 or 4 different objectives that you think will fit the type of job that you're looking for. Next thing is accomplishments. I love writing accomplishments because they really help me sell myself onto employers. When I tell them all the great things that I've done, it somehow relays back to them that I can do that for them too. So I think those are very important. After you get your accomplishments written, I'll show you how to use those in powerful achievement statements and put them in a skills summary. You see, before you can begin writing accomplishments, you need to write your skills. So just write down the things that you are best at doing. But just write those down, and then I want you to write down 4 accomplishments of 4 great things that you've done with those skills. And then experience. Now, your work experience can be from jobs that you've had. Whether you got paid or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, work is work. It's experience. You have it. You earned it. It can be from internships, more physical jobs that you've actually had. It doesn't really matter. Just write down all the experience that you've done for other people. And then, under your experience, I want you to write down all the places that you have worked. And put down everything. It doesn't matter. If you're younger and just starting out, put down those part-time jobs you had, even if they're unrelated. We'll decide whether we want to use those later or not. If you've been working for a while, obviously start putting down your experience. You could go back as far as 20 years if you want. And then we'll decide how far we want to go back when we actually write your resume together. So very simple. Just put your employment start date, so your position, the employer name, city, state, the country, what you did, daily duties, some of the great things you did there, some of the accomplishments, and then just continue listing all your daily duties. And then I've got, for employer 2 and employer 3. And if you need more, you can keep on going. And then the last thing on your resume is your education section. This is pretty simple. Just write down the school, college, university that you went to, where it was, the degree you got, your GPA. That's optional. You don't have to put it down. Graduation date or expected graduation date. Maybe you didn't graduate yet. Put down your majors, minors, any honors that you achieved while you were there. And then volunteerism. Anything you volunteered for. Could be anything. Community service, maybe your church, maybe school, in college. Maybe you volunteered to help one of your college professors grade papers or something. I don't know. Maybe you were an assistant just anything that you have volunteered for that's worthwhile. Honors and awards. Anything that you have received, any special honors or recognition for the work that you've done, write this down. Award 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skills. Take down all the skills that you have. These could be related to the jobs you're searching for, or not. Just write everything down for starters, because sometimes even when you write those unrelated skills down, some of the more related ones will surface in your mind. And like I said, I'm not going to read all this to you. You can print this out and read it and then go through it. And then professional associations. Are you a member of any kind of certain groups? You may or may not want to list certain organizations on your resume, but for now, just write down everything that you're a member of, and we'll decide later whether we want that to work its way over to your resume or not. And then references. Now, we didn't get to writing the resume yet, but make sure that you don't put make sure that you don't put references on your resume. They don't belong there. You want to create a separate sheet that contains your references. And it's very simple to write your references. It's simple as, professional references for Don Georgevich, and then right underneath that I would have, the name of somebody that knows me, their title, the company they work at, their address, phone number, and email address. Now, you don't put all the underlines and stuff like that. Just put, the name and the title and stuff, and do that for maybe 3-4 different people. Other than that, that's it. That's all this is at this point. This is a resume writing worksheet that I want you to go through and fill out, and this will help you gather up all the information you need to begin writing your resume. And when you download this PDF file, there's a link here where you can download some free resume templates so you can see what they look like, but don't do that yet. But I also have a great guide here. This goes into a lot more depth. It's called the Resume Masterpiece, a lot more depth in writing your resume. And now I just want to show you a quick glimpse of what a sample resume looks like here. Okay, so when you're all done, this is pretty much what your resume is going to look like. You're going to have your name at the top. This will be a chronological resume. You're going to have your name at the top. You're going to have a job objective. This is where you say the job that you want. You're going to list your summary of qualifications, or skills summary, however you want to title that section. And then you're going to go into your professional experience. You're going to have the dates that you worked there, the job title. You're going to have a few bullet points about the great things you did. Then you're going to do this again for your next most recent job, and so on. And then you're going to get into your education section. And that's about it. That's what your resume is going to look like when it's done, with all of your personal data on it. So I'll see you in the next video, where I'll teach you how to write your resume heading.